Welcome back. We've begun considering the priority that Jesus placed upon spending personal, intimate time with the Father. After the encounter that Jesus had with the Roman centurion of Capernaum, he went to the house of Simon Peter. Jesus had adopted that house. I mentioned this a couple sessions ago, that Jesus had adopted Peter's house as his base of operations. Peter lived in Capernaum, and so Jesus would go to Simon Peter's house and base his operations there. And so after the encounter with the Roman centurion, Jesus went to Simon Peter's house. And we pick up the story in Mark chapter 1, beginning at verse 30. Jesus enters into the house. It says, "But Simon's wife's mother, his mother-in-law, lay sick with a fever, and they told Jesus about her at once. So Jesus came and took her by the hand and lifted her up, and immediately the fever left her, and she served them. At evening, when the sun had set, they brought to him all those who were sick and those who were demon-possessed, and the whole city was gathered together at the door. Then he healed many who were sick with various diseases and cast out many demons, and he did not allow the demons to speak, because they knew him. Now, in the morning, having risen a long while before daylight, he went out and departed to a solitary place, and there he prayed." What a day. What a day. Jesus had healed the paralytic servant of the Roman centurion from a distance. And then he goes to Peter's house. Peter's mother-in-law has the fever, and Jesus is told about her, so he goes and he heals her as well. And then as evening comes, word gets out that Jesus is there at Peter's house, and people come from all over the place, bringing the sick, the infirmed, the demon-possessed, in order for Jesus to be able to heal them. We're told, in fact, that the whole city was gathered together. Now, I don't know if it was every single individual in Capernaum that was there, but there had to be a whole lot of people that were there. This wasn't just a 15-minute ministry segment. This must have lasted a long while into the night. Could you imagine how you would feel, how depleted you would feel if you were Jesus, ministering all day and then all night? If it was you, what would you have done the next day? What would you have planned for the next day? Would you have looked for the opportunity to sleep in? Jesus didn't. In fact, we're told that Jesus rose up a long while before daylight in order that he might have fellowship with his Father. We're told that now in the morning, having risen a long while before daylight, he went out and departed to a solitary place, and there he prayed. When the day begins, sometimes it's hard to control the schedule. So Jesus made sure that he got up and went to a solitary place in order that he might have private, personal, intimate time with the Father. How great of a priority is having this private, personal time with the Father to you? It's a challenge to me, I know as well. There are many times that I'm just so drained and I think, I just want to sleep in. And then I regret it. Because again, the day begins and all of a sudden I become a servant to the tyranny of the urgent. This is the 42nd installment. It's hard to believe. 42nd installment of these devotionals. Now, they say it takes 21 days to begin a new habit. So if you've been listening to one devotional a day and then praying, then you have done this for 2 of those 21-day periods. That's commendable. However, for most of us, it probably has been hit and miss. That which is most important many times gets set aside because we feel compelled to do something else first. And then all of a sudden it gets taken away from us. So my challenge to you today is, will you commit to seeking to start the day off with prayer to the Father? Maybe you'll start out with just praying before you roll out of bed. Maybe it's a matter of waking up and before you even roll out of bed, start talking to the Father. But will you commit to spending the time in prayer before the day begins, before you lose the opportunity to spend that time with the Father? If you haven't already, take some time to pray, and have a blessed day.